everybody. Welcome back to Pack Rat Route N-Scale Model Railroad. Today is Saturday, 7th of March, 2020. I started on my fascia as just part to do the drop down, and I looked at it, I was like, well, I can go ahead and start going around this island, so as you enter the layout room, everything looks, it's starting to look more like a model railroad. And, maybe do a few sections over here on this side, well, I went ahead and went all the way around the room. It looks pretty cool. I still got some joints to do, but whatever, What I did is I used 1/8 inch mica board. Oh, and you guys will like this one. This is all I have left out of 3 2x4 sheets of 1/8 inch thick. That's the biggest pieces that I have left. So if that tells you anything. And I used cabinet screws. These already have the head on them, so you don't have to worry about washers and all that giggly stuff. And these are 1.25 inch. Worked out really great. I've got some also that are, I think, 3.5s, I think is what they are. But and what else? We used some 1x6 pine around also, but we'll get to that later. And then I had some olive drab flat paint that I put on everything. That's what I have, so that's what it got. So that's about all I can say about that. I might end up changing it, I don't know. Looks okay. I think it needs to be a little bit semi-gloss myself, so I might put a coat over the top of it. Like I said, I still have the joints to do. I glued everything down too with Gorilla Glue, wood glue, and because I'll have to come back and take those screws out where the joints are at, so everything will be sanded smooth. I'll just use some joint compound on that. And like I said, I got 2x4 sheets because it fit in the Equinox. So, and my guess was pretty good. It came out pretty good. I'll end up getting probably another couple more of those 2x4 sheets to do some other cabinetry work that I've got planned, but that's down the road. Enjoy this video on my fascia. It's not really a how-to, it's just showing you that it's done. Thanks for watching, you guys. Alright, I got some supports in for the fascia. I'll set them by 1.25 inches to give it just a little bit more room. And that's enough for 2 pieces right there. So we'll cut those and get them up. Alright, I got the fascia up, and I put in a few more support. There's 2 4-foot pieces up. All right, entering the train room here. I did some yellow hash marks, safety, I don't know, whatever. Watch out for this drop down duck under. All this fascia started with, I was going to do some scenery on this duck under here, this drop down. But I got the scenery or the foam done and the paint on it, but no scenery. I moved on to the fascia instead. Now on this part of the fascia here, I've got the drop down on the hinge there. I'm gonna make there's gonna be a road coming in to go over to the yard and then down this way. So there's a little, I pre-cut that out. And then around to this side here where the drop down merges in. My initial intent was just to take up, maybe go 8 feet just up around that bend there, but one thing led to another. It just started looking good and I just rolled with it. The weather was really nice outside. Wife is out of town for a couple of days. I started this last Saturday. I got done with it a couple of days ago, but just haven't made the video on it yet. See, I still got the joints to do, but looks pretty good. I went ahead and offset this up here about 1 inch. Give it just a little bit more room. And down here I made a little shelf area. Because eventually when the coal loads go up into that far shed back there, I'll be able to take the coal loads off here and then put them here for storage so that the empties come out, so they come out empty. And that's something for down the road anyway. That's a nice little, used 1x6s. And wrap this around here. This spot here I think is probably one of my favorite on the layout. How the train comes down and it kind of drops and turns at the same time. It's just, I don't know. So I decided to put a little bit more dip in that there. Just for giggles, I guess. Goes around here. Now initially I tried to bend a piece to go in here. I broke 2 pieces, broke about 1 foot off the end off each 2 pieces. So I just got frustrated and said heck with it. My initial idea was to just have it straight like it is now. But I thought it'd be fancy and try to put it, wanted to break here. The second piece, I had it in there and I was just fixing to put a support back here on this, about in this area, and it snapped, and that's all I got, heck with it. So, and wraps around here, and here you gotta have the leaner. This sits up about 48 inches here. Goes around, and right here I put a little, I used some of the 1/8 inch board, a little strip, and glued that down in there, and that way I can take my tablet. This is about the same size as my tablet here, and that way I can lean the tablet up there like that. And I went ahead and clipped the corners so that there's no hard corners to walk into. This is a bend here, so. And then on top of that, I went ahead and made a little shelving area underneath this here. You can see it's got some nice height. I had a little bit of the hardboard left, and it was just wide enough for the backing there, and a couple of pieces for the long runs there, the shelves, and got storage for my iPad, my tablet, and eventually this will be, basically the idea behind this is this outer area here really is going to be where I can like take cars on and off in my staging track, and that way I can put some cars underneath here that I don't want to run all the time, say like a military train with tanks on it or something that I just want to run every now and again. I can store them underneath here and then put them back on the layout up here, you know, back and forth. Eventually I'll build more shelvings, but this is a good start anyway. Something that I've been pondering to do for a while, so it turned out really nice. I just underneath it here, I just used some 1x3s. Ran that one at an angle too. That 2x4 corner pieces at an angle, set back so you don't catch your toes on it or anything. But it's gonna work out really nice. I stained it. Didn't want to paint this because paint just ends up scratching. At least with stain you can redo it. It looks a little better. Also, yeah, it looks really nice. And I just left the hardboard brown. I didn't feel like painting that either. All those pieces still aren't glued in yet. I'm still kind of fine-tuning the shelving as far as distances, like where I store my iPad. Initially I had this to where it was divided in half, but then I was like, hey, I need a place to put my iPad, and I need a place to put this cutting mat as well. Be a nice little, this sits up 37 inches here, so it's a nice nice height to work on if you need to work on little trinket things or something. Eventually I was going to put a shelf underneath here too, but eventually this is going to be a desk area. This is going to be where a desk area and storage and everything. Right now it's just a jumbled mess of glue and plaster and everything. Tools, piles of tools. But I wanted to have enough room behind here so that the chair would not get in the way of any shelving or anything. So, well, thanks for watching, you guys.